What up? All my scientists, my artists, my philosophers, my geneticists, my roboticists, my biologists, my archaeologists, my astronomers. Let's get busy.
Here we go. Jumping off cliffs.
In oneer.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is Ben Busy from the Burbs, broadcasting to you from Osaka, Japan. I'm joined by my co-host today, Trailer Park Master Chef Alan Moore. What's good, Trailer Park Master Chef?
What's going on, Ben?
What up, man? You're sounding a little doomy gloomy over there.
Nah, man, I'm good.
You good?
Doomy gloomy. Yeah, I'm always good.
Keeping the chin up?
Yeah, man, it's all right. Life goes on, you know.
Life goes on, and so do we. Da 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 da. Mystery. What? No, but like, what's got you down there?
You know, man, I'm just gonna gloss over it quickly because I don't want to dwell on it too long because it's I don't want to sound like I'm bitching about it. Okay. Long story short, I've been working for a really large company as a temp for like 8 months or so.
A temp?
I am a temp. So I started working as like a technical writer to like write safety publications and do some other shit that they needed done. It was supposed to be a 12-week thing.
Right.
So it started as a 12-week thing. I get pulled into quality assurance and they start training me in there and I get trained up and I start running the program because I have experience from the Marine Corps and like how to direct production and do some other types of like leadership shit that you need to run a shop floor.
Right.
So I started kind of basically building their quality program from the ground up. So every single bit of material that passes through that plant is under like an inspection criteria that's basically been determined by me and like engineers in the company.
Okay.
And like I helped develop the majority of this stuff. The other part, like, and additional like testing protocols and things that ended up being required later down the road, like
it was supposed
low
to be
density
12
polyethylene,
weeks.
Like coating adhesion and stuff like that.
It was supposed to be 12
interesting.
weeks.
Yeah,
then,
and
like,
it turned into a really long thing that like basically has been building up to it's supposed to be like the climax of this like really great position that was coming, and it just never ended up.
You mean
happening.
like a permanent position? They were gonna offer a permanent placement?
like a supervisory position for this like very large corporation. So like any large plant, any supervisor positions in like large plants run by big companies pay very well.
Right.
Like they always pay very well, like BMW money. So
and
like
as a man with a a blossoming family.
Yeah, that's enticing to be certain. So anyway, now basically what has happened recently is all these things have happened, like anything from given presentations to like investors, and you know it just I've done a lot of crazy stuff for this place, and
and now like
basically
what assurances
the other day
given?
Friday
Did they
and
make
what's
assurances?
funny, the one thing I can say is the dude that is my supervisor is like very, very professional at all times. Like he tried very hard to not like let on anything. Like he did give me hints to just make sure that like, hey, like we're watching you, like we want you here, blah blah blah, and like kept me kind of going. And then after the presentation with those investors, he pulled me to the side and was like, if we hire you on. And he goes, you don't have anything in your past history or anything? You don't have any? And I'm like, I've never been arrested and I've never been convicted of a felony.
Right.
And he goes, no drugs? And I'm like, no, not at all.
Right.
And he's like, okay. So then that was it. We didn't talk about it again for a while. Like we were basically waiting. Then there was a hiring freeze that happened, which is normal. Like that's not like a sketch thing that happens in South Carolina, especially with the plants here.
It's like in the Marine Corps when
end of the quarter
MOS
they'll go into a
closed
hiring
out.
freeze.
It's like
so you're basically sitting as a
MOS
temp
was
waiting.
out.
Yeah, very similar to that. So you're basically like sitting in this purgatory, like waiting because you're gonna get hired on at the first of the year. You're just fucking waiting for it to happen. It happened to me last year. I got hired on like a month early because I threatened to quit. Basically, so I'm waiting for this thing to get hired on. Then like for me to get hired on, all this stuff, I'm just working and like continuing to grow the program, which now is producing like a hell of a lot more than it was when we first started. I can't really give specifics, but Friday they started doing job postings, and they had a posting for like a quality manager on the site. and the requirements are, and like I wasn't notified about this, like no one told me, so they just posted it.
Isn't that what
That's
you're
what I was
doing right now?
for like the past year almost, yeah.
So they got you
So
working as a temp slave. You've shown and proven that you're capable and that you're a performer and that you can deliver. And then they're kind of giving you just enough like emotional rope to hang yourself with. It sounds like your boss is like not really giving you a 100% assurance that yes, you will be hired on full time, but still kind of stoking the fire a little bit. And it turns out that actually no, like you and no one told you. You went on the intranet or their website. Do you have the microphone bud like near your mouth? Because I can hear you when you're exhaling. Can you move it up a little bit? That should be better. Oh no, there it is again.
You good?
Yeah. Anyway, so you were supposed to get hired on full time, and then you see this on the internet. Like, what was your feeling?
Yeah, they posted the job
that?
listing. One of the maintenance guys that I'm friends with actually came and told me. Yeah, he like knocked on the door and like waved me out, and I'm like, "Hey man, what's up?" And he's like, "Hey, look at this shit." So he like showed it to me, and like immediately I was like, I took a deep breath and I was like, "Okay." No, like I didn't like know what to think about it at first. For the first couple seconds, and then like just like mad as shit.
Right.
Like right away. Like I wanted to flip a fucking. They have like concrete benches out back. Like I wanted to throw one.
Yeah.
I was so fucking mad.
What did you do to manage your anger?
I just like sucked it up and acted like a fucking grown up.
Fuck.
So I went back inside. Like I'm not gonna lie, it was fucking difficult. It was difficult. Like difficult.
Describe difficult. Like what?
Like I had to go back in, and I'm training two girls who were supposed to be my night shift girls, which they're still gonna be. Even if we get a manager, like it's still working 3 shifts, and he's just gonna come for 1. So, they were supposed to be my night shift girls, and I was gonna manage on the day shift. That was kind of like the idea of what was getting formed and happening. So, you know. Also, I want to throw out that like I've been training people too. So like just on like normal operational shit, like I have to fucking train people sometimes. Like,
so you're working.
I also
like
make
your
training.
Job description.
Yeah. Also, I'm like making fucking training materials for like tape line startup and shit, and for like all these different like basically how to run the machines and shit. I've made like guides, like step-by-step guides to like help people like learn how to run the machines from nothing.
Right.
So like even if you have no fucking idea what you're doing, you could probably get this motherfucker running about 80%.
Right.
Like, and if you have a good idea, it's like a really strong reference you can go back to if you fucking get stuck on some shit.
What was the original job description?
Technical writer.
Technical writer. Okay, so they hired you on as a technical writer, and then kind of they were like, "Wow, you're good at writing, boy. We need you over here. We need you over here."
Yeah, and I had quality. Like I had some level of quality experience from being in the Marine Corps. I never got my QA stamp, but I was like a hair's ass away from it. Like I literally was in the office, and they called me back on budget cuts.
The thing about temp work, and I worked as a temp worker after graduating from college for years and found no success. None whatsoever. No company was willing to hire me on full time. That either speaks, one, to my incompetence as a worker. I mean, that's a possibility. Maybe I was just
maybe I just suck. And
yeah, maybe I was just a bad
after a
worker,
while.
or that there is this culture of exploiting temporary work because you know that it's going to save your company money in the long run. That means that if you have a temp worker, you're not responsible for their health insurance. You're not responsible for their retirement, 401k.
Yeah.
You're not responsible for their transportation costs. You're not responsible for, their vacation time or any of that. And it's all outsourced. Your entire HR department is a company, private one that's not affiliated with you. This is someone that you hire to do all of your hiring and your firing and your all of that stuff.
Yeah. Very bizarre. Like, you can just call
yeah.
somebody. You can call the temp agency and be like, hey, we don't want this guy to come back. And they just call you on your phone at your house. The boss doesn't ever have to talk to you again. You just go away.
Yeah, that's fucked up, man.
They can, like, passive aggressively fire you. They don't have to face it. They can just, okay, bye.
Yeah. It's so fucked up. And there are so many people living like this, too. You know?
Tons. Yeah. Well, like, the majority of people in the United States are employed by temp agencies. The only person who employs more people than Kelly Services is Walmart. And they are number one. Kelly Services is number two.
Kelly Services is a temp agency, presumably?
It's an international temp agency. They're everywhere.
Wait a minute. Is this Robert Kelly? Robert Kelly?
I don't know. I would have to look it up.
There are quite a number of temp agencies. I think... Oh, Robert Half was one that I used in Boston. And, you know, you just don't feel... You just feel like a piece of meat, you know? You just feel like a whore. Like a whore. A dirty whore.
It makes me feel like... It doesn't make me feel like a whore so much as, like, you're just powerless. Like, you're legitimately fucking powerless. There's nothing you can do about it.
Yeah.
Like... And they'll offer you, like, you'll get dangled in front of you, like, these like really great opportunities, especially if you're, like, moderately, and I'm not saying I'm smart, but, like, I'm smart enough I'm, like, moderately intelligent. Like, I can do shit.
Yeah.
And I work fucking as hard as I possibly can.
Right, yeah, great work ethic.
So, like, if they see that, they're like, it's almost like it's less they want to have you in the company and they just want to see how much they can fucking exploit you.
Yeah.
Like, and I was so sold to the idea that hard work would fucking get anything accomplished. Like, you could fucking get better if you just work hard.
Right,
like, and
American
shit's gonna
dream,
be okay.
right?
Yeah, that shit's so much garbage. Like, I'm so disillusioned and done with it.
Yeah.
It just doesn't make sense. Like, I saw people that were hired onto this company. Bro, this dude got hired on, this fat fucking production guy that literally was falling asleep at night. He would fucking, in between doffs of the machine where fucking, like, fabric comes off and shit, or where, like, threads comes off, this dude would be, like, passed out, just laid out on pallets. He brought in slippers.
What?
To work. They caught him with fucking slippers when they fired him. I gotta go back and get my stuff, and, like, walked out to the fucking pallets. This was a full-time hired-on employee of the company.
So he got hired and fired then. You've seen him come and go.
Yeah.
And, like, what?
Like,
how
he
much
was there
his
before me.
job paying?
He was there before me.
Okay.
Well, like, it depends if you're a production worker. So right now, I make less than a production worker hired on. By, like, $1. Okay. But I make more than a temp production worker by, like, $1. Mm-hmm. So, like, and I just recently found this out because it's hard to figure out how much everybody makes.
Yeah, everything's kind of cloaked in secrecy when it comes to salary. It's kind of interesting how that works. I really wonder, like, I don't know, on one part of it, like, yeah, it's kind of like private information. It's not information that you would really like to volunteer. But on the other hand, it's like, why should it make a difference? Unless someone's getting jerked, why should it make a difference? Like, okay, you're not...
That's the thing.
You're
they
not
probably
CEO.
just assume somebody is getting jerked.
Well, that's the thing. Like, all of the secrecy lends to the argument that it's because people are getting fucked. That's why. But I don't know.
It's pretty fucking crazy. No, I mean, that's legit. Like, that's 100% true. Mm-hmm. It's unfortunate that it has to be like that. Dude, America's in such a bad place, and not because of, like, the war or because of, like, we're spending too much money on the immigrants. Like, man,
we're spending too much money on the immigrants.
Or whatever the fuck you're gonna say. Like, I don't even know what those people say anymore. I stopped watching. I just deleted them from my life.
Well, Donald Trump wants all Muslims to wear a Muslim mark to distinguish them.
Oh my God.
American Hitler. Heil Trump.
Jesus Christ. That's the dangerous path they're going down with that Syria stuff too, man. Because, like, first of all, I'm just going to go ahead and disclose my opinion on this whole thing from the get-go. And some people may agree and some people may not. Okay. I think that I think it's morally right to let the Syrian refugees into the country, considering that we let a
Raw.
large hand in destabilizing that region.
Mm.
Morally, that is the correct decision.
Mhm.
However, just because we make a decision that's going to make us feel better about being in a war we shouldn't have been in the first place doesn't make it a strong tactical decision at all. Like to there are some things you have to look at, man. Like there is a possibility. What makes you think that like legitimate ISIS operatives wouldn't utilize like a free route to get into the country? They're not dumb.
Yeah,
They're
but
educated.
The
Like
evidence is overwhelmingly contrary to the narrative that the Syrian refugees are anything but trying to escape a war-torn country. Like, even take the Paris bombing. Shortly after the Paris attacks happened, people were like, "Oh, there's a Syrian passport over here. Oh, we got refugees killing people." And it turns out that they were all citizens of Belgium, citizens of France that perpetrated that. These are well-to-do, middle-class Muslim youths, like typically between the ages of, 22 and 35 or whatever the case may be. And there's nothing. They are not Syrian. They are not
I mean,
refugees.
I guess realistically, you would have to think of how difficult it would be for a Syrian refugee to get here, become established, acquire a weapon, get a plan with a bunch of other Syrian refugees. Like, I don't know. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I guess it would be a pretty complicated process to like go from refugee to suicide bomber.
And there
But,
have
like,
been there have been refugees in the country for years now, actually, and only
Yeah.
I think there were 1 million or something. My numbers are wrong, but like
Yeah.
1 million Syrian refugees, and 12 of them had some type of issue with the law, or Department
Yeah.
of Homeland Security or something.
Yeah.
Like the
I mean, I guess I don't
statistics-
know. Like, it makes me wary. Like, maybe it's because I'm just paranoid, but I think it's something that shouldn't be. You should at least it should at least be considered. Like,
Yeah.
it shouldn't be considered thought crime to like think that, okay, maybe we should like
No.
think at least for a half second before we do this.
No.
And like, I've
Yeah,
noticed
it's
that
fine.
like people like straight have been like attacking people.
Oh, the
You know-
social justice warriors are like, how
Yeah.
dare you? How
There's like a
dare
there's a
you?
reasonable margin like to be concerned about it. But like
Right.
then I don't agree with the other side where you go to like the Donald Trump level where
Crazy
you're like,
right-wing, yeah.
we need to mark all of these damn Muslims to make sure they
Muslims.
don't sneak up on us with their hummus and their bombs.
Remember when that guy at the Donald Trump rally was like, Mr. Trump, what you gonna do about all these terrorist training camps that we got up around here? And Donald Trump, instead of like taking the high road, like I said recently on Facebook, like John McCain, I might not like the guy. Like, he was, in fact, it had a lot to do with why Syria is so destabilized today. But at least when someone at one of his rallies was like, Mr. McCain, what do you think about these rumors that say that Barack Obama's a Muslim? And he was like, ma'am, no, that's not true. That's false. And he took the moral high road. But when it comes to Trump, what was his response? He was like, I've heard about this, and we're going to be looking into it. And, we're going to be looking into this and many things. We've been told many different things. We're going to be looking into many different things. Like, he didn't.
He just feeds it.
Yeah.
He just like keeps propagating it. He just wants it to fester. Like he's
Yeah.
fucking, it's so evil.
Yeah.
Oh god.
Like I said in the podcast with Sean Watson, Sean Watson was an MP in Cooney with us.
Oh, really?
And, yeah, he's a buddy of mine. We were in boot camp together, and he was like, someone was interviewing Carson or Trump or something, and then instead of like dispelling like the obvious racism, they just like let it stand. They were like, yeah, maybe it would be the equivalent to being like, maybe women shouldn't be allowed to drive. Yeah, something we should look into.
I said it.
You know?
I said it. Maybe it's something we should look into.
Yeah.
Oh, we have the capabilities. We can look into that.
Just
See what's up.
craziness.
He's so fucking. I don't even watch him.
Here's the
I
latest.
probably should though, because he's coming.
Oh
like a
God.
fucking billion-dollar freight train.
Here's the latest headline. Carson Camp walks back support for Trump's disputed 9/11 celebration claim. So I don't know if you're familiar with this, but Donald Trump made the assertion that Muslims were cheering in New Jersey after the September 11th attacks, right? And this has been universally refuted. The record has nothing on this. Nothing will back this. And Carson threw his hat in with Trump on this, and now is trying to walk back his support for the claim.
Of course he is, because it's a fucking ridiculously irresponsible claim to make in the first place.
Ridiculous. I feel like
how would
Donald
he even
Trump,
know?
dude? I feel
He
like
doesn't.
I
He
feel
doesn't
like
go outside.
Yeah, right. Exactly. I feel like this guy. I feel like he listens to Alex Jones on occasion. I get the sense that because Alex Jones,
Trump?
Amidst whatever needle of truth and whatever, I don't know. I love Alex Jones as a person. I think he's a really entertaining individual, and yeah, he did some things which are interesting, like Bohemian Grove, and there is a lot of unexplained conspiracy just kind of bred into the fabric of our country. I don't know if you've ever seen the Oliver Stone documentary, The Secret History of the United States.
No, I haven't, but I've heard of the Bohemian Grove, and I've seen.
Yeah,
clips
there's a
from that
lot
whole
to
thing.
him, but I feel like a lot of it's bullshit and kind of quasi-racist, and I feel like Trump sees these things that get retweeted from Infowars or whatever.
He probably just thinks they're real.
Yeah, right, exactly. There's no critical whatever, I don't know.
Someone should go into an interview with Trump, quote Alex Jones,
Yeah.
with a legit quote,
Right.
ask if he agrees or if he is familiar with Dr. Alex Jones and if he agrees with most of his conservative standpoints.
Right. You're
And see
or-
when Trump be like, I love that guy.
yeah, exactly. If you took the name and the branding off of it and you just were tweeting this stuff, 9 times out of 10 Trump might retweet them.
Trump would retweet it. He would favorite it.
You have to go into the
And bookmark
conversation and you have to restate Alex Jones's most wild assertions with as flat an affect as you possibly can, and just watch him completely not even react. You're saying
We could look into that.
yeah, right. Yeah, exactly. It's just
Rubs his chin.
Yeah.
Look into that.
yeah, remember when the UFO crashed in Roswell, and then we had to go, and then there was the Reaganomics and the blah blah blah, and we're you cut to Trump, and he's just he's just nodding his head. He's yeah, I remember that. It was crazy times.
Oh my God.
What else we got? Suicide vest found in Paris raises possible link to suspect. I mean, what a horrible tragedy. Luckily, all my family was safe. I have an aunt that lives in Paris. Luckily, she was visiting us stateside when it happened. So.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Glad to hear, man.
All of her people in France.
I heard Belgium.
Yeah,
Belgium's
Belgium.
completely locked down right now in a police state. I have a buddy that lives there. He just got back. He was backpacking in Texas for 6 months.
Oh shit.
And he just got back to Belgium, and they went into a crazy lockdown.
I mean, I guess they were in a heightened state of alert for attacks to happen on Sunday, but Sunday came and went and nothing happened.
Yeah.
Anonymous released a series of locations that were supposedly going to be attacked on Sunday as well, including a WWE event in the United States somewhere. I forget exactly where.
Well, I think that's one that everybody could be probably okay with. If we're gonna let one go, I mean, there's no better place.
We're just joking, wrestling fans. We're just joking.
Watch a real sport. I'm not joking.
We're gonna get letters for that. Donald Trump steals from his attacks on Jeb Bush to hit Hillary Clinton's. Jeb Bush is basically down for the count, isn't he?
Yeah,
I mean,
they're just beating a dead Jeb now.
like, there's no way that Jeb is going to be able to wick away support. It's obvious that the GOP is the party of xenophobic racists, and Jeb is just too centrist. Go figure, right? That a Bush would be a centrist figure, that Trump would be more polarizing than a Bush.
He doesn't even want to be there, man.
He doesn't, right?
You
get
can
that
see it
sense,
on his
like,
face. He's just like, oh,
he's just,
I'm
wanna
not my
stop.
brother.
Latest Republican poll. I'm curious to see, what are the polling numbers at? Polling numbers don't give you a complete picture of what's happening. But yeah, I mean, just Trump is just mashing people. Like, even
Is he slaughtering everyone?
slaughtering everyone. There was
I think that Trump would go. I think he would get the Republican nomination, and then he gets DDT'd by Bernie Sanders.
I hope
in the
that
race.
would fucking happen. That would be
Because like
we've talked
nobody
about it before.
there's people who like would automatically just by default not vote for Trump.
Yeah. Oh, instantly. Anyone
And
that makes less than fucking, whatever it is, $100,000 a year.
But then what about the people who vote as a joke for Trump?
There aren't enough drunk frat boys in the country to make up that margin. Like, they're just on.
Yeah.
What pisses me off is the people who would support Trump over Bernie. You have these people that are upper middle class Americans, pretty well to do, maybe making six figures a year, maybe. And they think that Bernie is coming for them. Like, they either one think that they're going to be millionaires in their lives.
Yeah, they're like, well, one day.
Right, which is not going to happen.
It's like, look, man, you're like 70. Like, you're like 65 years old and still work in a factory.
Right.
Like, you are not going to make $1 million. I'm sorry.
You're not. It's not going to happen.
I'm probably not. Like, you're probably not.
Right. Exactly.
We're going to try.
Which speaks to a more interesting point, is that we need to be looking ahead of capitalism and communism and socialism as economic models for governments as a whole. We need to be looking forward to a post-scarcity, abundant future where everyone has 3D printers and can fucking just print whatever the fuck they want. We need a new type of economic model. I've discussed this on some other podcasts. We haven't had the penultimate podcast on alternative systems or alternative economic systems. But we need to do that in the future. But we need to be looking past that. Well, these people that are against Bernie are under the impression that they are going to have to give up more of their paycheck because they make, really in the grand scheme, slightly more money than the uber wealthy.
When in reality, we're gonna get a lower tax margin. They're gonna extend the brackets.
Right.
So like, I don't have to pay so much, and then dickhead, that you already have an excess of money. Like, no, I guess anyone should be able to make as much money as they want. But you get to a certain point where like there's a diminishing return where you're just not getting anything. Excuse me, I'm sorry. When you're just not getting anything out of it anymore.
Yeah.
I'm eating vegetables. I'm sorry.
Okay.
So like, why don't you just like help people instead? I don't know. Like, I already spend like 23% of my check every week goes to just nothing but taxes.
Yeah.
Like, how is that balanced?
Right.
I should be making like $1,500 a week.
Right.
But I'm not.
Right.
Like, and that's what I think is ridiculous. Where somebody else, it doesn't matter how much you get taken out of your check, you still can drive whatever car you want. You're still going to live in a huge fucking house. Right. You're still going to have all these fucking great things and all these creature comforts that you get to have. But I just keep, if you're making less than $25 an hour, like, you're pretty much fucked.
Right, yeah. No, yeah, but you can't really afford, I mean, and we're talking about, there are countless people who aren't even making anywhere close to that. I think
no, not at all. Like, I'm not even making close to that.
Minimum wage was like what, $7.50 or something?
Yeah.
Like, there's
no
way.
I'm talking about living with a wife and supporting a wife and a daughter and like having her work as well.
Oh no, forget about it. Even that, like that's even, you need to.
And then like daycare is like a second mortgage payment.
Right.
So I literally pay 2 mortgages a month, and I haven't even touched my bills yet.
Right. Yeah,
It's pretty crazy.
That's fucked. That's fucked. You know, people are getting fucking hammered, and you know.
I mean, that's fucked up though. Like, people would look at me and go, "Why'd you have kids then?" Like, is that really your first response? That's really your first response, you fuck.
I can't
I've
believe
never
that
taken
that's
a dime
even.
of money. Like,
I can't believe that that's even like.
unless it's been directly offered to me, I've never taken a dime from anybody or asked anyone for anything.
Well, that's your
And,
nature as a hardworking American. You know,
like,
you have that
yeah,
that blue collar pride kind of informing your past. You know what I mean? And
yeah.
and what's unfortunate is that, like in the case of your current job situation, that is not being recognized. The fact that goes unrecognized, hard work, dedication, motivation, that's going unrecognized, really says more about your employer than it does about you, really. You know, it's
Yeah, but the problem is, it's like, it's been everywhere I've gone, and like, you know what it is? I just legitimately don't like this state. Like, I have
yeah.
no problem saying that openly. Like, I don't like South Carolina. Like, it
Yeah.
fucking sucks. If the United States was gonna sink and it had to break off one state
Mm-hmm.
to save everybody else, South Carolina could fucking drown.
Yeah,
And
no,
I'm
I've said
sorry to
that
the flood
before.
victims. I'm sorry to the flood victims.
I mean,
Don't
who
actually
else?
want anyone to drown,
You've
but I hate this fucking state.
you've succeeded in alienating all pro wrestling fans and the population of South Carolina today.
I don't even care anymore. I'm gonna suck my dick.
On the warpath. I've said
On the
before.
warpath.
I've said it before. I mean, there are places that maybe are lacking in relevance in terms of like the greater discussion, but maybe the greater discussion isn't really the most important discussion to be had. Maybe it is the local level. Maybe there are exciting things happening on those state and local levels, but I'm just wondering, like, I don't know. With the internet, you would have thought that pockets of, forward-thinking individuals exist in every state. They just need to be networked. And
Yeah.
although on the surface of it, it might appear like South Carolina is just this horrible state with all of these just
There's
idiots.
pockets of like progressivism, like,
But yeah, there
mostly
are
around college and stuff. But even then, like, a lot of neocons come from here too.
sweet
So, like,
neocons.
oh my god, it's like, how do you even get to that point without even like? I feel like if you become a neocon, like, you might as well just join the Klan.
There's just a
Like,
tar pit somewhere where they're spawning. They're like being birthed in the swamp, like in Lord of the Rings.
trust funds and diesel trucks in hand.
Yeah, right, exactly. Where they hatch these people in the McMansions, gated communities of rural South Carolina. Well, I mean, there are issues everywhere, and this is not just a right wing issue; it's also on the left wing, because this was the debate or the discussion that I had with Brain Police and Zanish in one of the last podcasts. Is that, no matter where you go, right wing extremists, left wing extremists, they're extremists. They're crazy, psycho, idiot morons. Like, on the right wing, you have the racist neocon ideologues. Who want to elect, American Hitler, and then on the left wing, you have the crystalline jawed social justice warriors.
I hate them.
Feel your microaggression and your whatever.
It's because you're too much of a pussy to tell someone when they're fucking wrong.
Right.
Like, they won't tell you in your face, but like, they'll
No.
sure as hell beat their face on a fucking keyboard to tell you.
And then you have like corporate America that kind of exists at the nexus of these two
It's so gay.
extremes, and it's like so much bullshit. At least in the Marine Corps, I can't believe I'm saying this, but at least you could just fucking yell. You could just
I
get
could scream at
angry,
people.
or you would get yelled at. It was like
Yeah.
it was much more clear. Now in corporate America, it's like they want to give you the impression that, oh yeah, we're looking out for you, we like you, and then they're just like
Everyone
murdering
just
your
turns
back.
and
They're
shit.
just ice picking your back up, like stabbing you multiple times.
This has like been the most eye-opening experience, like, professionally. I'm glad I'm having it early in my 20s too, because I still got plenty of fucking time. Like, I don't even know what's gonna happen with this because I'm gonna apply for it anyway.
Yeah.
But you know, this has just been a really it gives me some level of clarity that I don't think kids my age get to have.
Yeah.
Like,
This is
experiencing this type of like pressure, and fucking like, you know, this like professional level of pressure this early in my fucking 20s.
Yeah.
It's cutting, man.
Yeah.
It fucking sucks.
But it's good, like you said, that you're able to like get it over with now. I mean, if you can just
so now
stick
I know,
it out.
and I know what to expect in the future. Like, I'm gonna stick it out. I got nowhere to go, man.
Yeah, you gotta
There's nowhere else to work here. Like, I go up the road, I'm gonna make fucking $12 an hour. That ain't happening.
Right.
Fuck you.
Yeah.
Like, where I'm working, I can't even complain about the money I'm making now. The worst part is that I'm banking 50 hours a fucking week, so I get 10 hours of overtime every week.
But are you getting paid for that overtime or not?
Yes, I am.
All right.
So like, we're good. We're not doing bad, but
like, what can I ask? Like, how much are you making an hour there?
I'm making 14 right now.
Okay. And
but like with the overtime,
hours,
that overtime really
yeah.
fucking kicks it in the ass.
Hells yeah. That's what's up. I'm reading this headline now. I'm sorry to change gears.
No, you're good. You're good.
U.S. China set up space hotline to avoid cosmic conflicts.
Ooh.
What's up with all these people setting up these hotlines? First, it was the Israelis and the Russians setting up a hotline to avoid any electromagnetic, what do they call it? Any electromagnetic entanglements or something like that. And
what the
now,
fuck does that even mean?
Yeah, exactly. When it first came out, I was like, what does that mean? I guess it had something to do with Syria and, like, I don't know, the Israeli Air Force routinely violating sovereign Syrian airspace, even though if a Syrian jet were to invade Israeli airspace, it would be blown out of the sky.
Yeah, more than likely. Like,
I don't know. There's a lot. All these hotlines are being set up, which is good and it's bad. I guess it's good because it could, you know, avert war.
Like, yeah, it could potentially like stop conflicts and stuff.
Space duo. Russia invites China to create joint lunar station.
Isn't it upsetting that like right away, now that we have all this money and like science to be able to like successfully make space colonies and do all this shit, the first thing we're doing is fucking figuring out how we can fire a fucking gun from space.
Yeah, right, exactly.
I guarantee that's the first thing we're fucking doing. And if we haven't already figured it out.
The Russians had a mass driver, which is like a kinetic energy weapon, like using a fucking bullet, basically a space gun. They had fielded this in the 80s. You know, this is like Star Wars rides again. I don't know if you're familiar with...
See, I wasn't even alive and they've already done it.
Right, yeah. The Star Wars program, this was before you were born. It was a program by Reagan, aptly named after the smash hit, also released in the 80s, Star Wars the movie, which was all about, like, basically weaponizing space. And one component of the program, which was canceled because it was just way too expensive, presumably, was to build some kind of force field to destroy incoming ICBM missiles. Mm-hmm. So you'd have, you know, these relay stations, and people have, like, all kinds of conspiracy theories have been spawned as a result of this program, where they're saying things like HARP, man. HARP is like the global shield generator and stuff, bro. Like
that's how I talk about everything.
Right? Yeah, right. Imagine if you had to talk like if you talked like that about everything, we would not be on this podcast together.
I do have my dude bro moments though.
Dude bro,
I'm getting
guy,
better.
man,
I'm getting more comfortable
bro,
on the microphone, I think.
Dude bro, man guy, son bro, man guy, dude man. Bro man, dude, guy man, bro, son bro.
Bro, the bro.
Yeah.
Bro. The
That like actually means something. It was like E equals MC squared in the bro language.
I'm throwing quantum physics at you.
What else we got?
Just deep tones.
Deep tones, wolf tones.
Oh.
Let's see here. Do you play any instruments, Alan?
Oh man, I've tried to learn on a number of occasions.
You have a
I like
guitar?
to mess around. Not any good at
A
it.
guitar, as they say
I
in
do.
South Carolina?
I had one, but I sold it.
No doubt.
I had it for a while, and I had it for like 4 years. I maybe had learned how to do like 4 chords. Every time I start learning to do it, like I get good pretty quick, but I just like I fall off, man. Like I don't have anybody around to like keep me motivated, so I just don't do it.
Yeah, I found that after joining the Marine Corps and like just losing contact with my friends who are all MCs in the Boston area, like my creative drive to make hip hop music completely dwindled. Like
Yeah.
I haven't made any hip hop in like 5 years, going on 6 now.
Jeez.
Like I'm effectively retired.
It's hard, man, because like I used to like writing music a lot, and like I like recording when I have somebody to record with, but like to do it by myself, those dudes who fucking do those crazy compilations and like make all their own music from scratch have like the fucking largest amount of respect for me, because I don't see how the fuck you have to love what you're doing like to the fucking core to be able to sit there for hours and hours and record yourself over and over again until you get it perfect.
Yeah.
Like especially when there's like high levels of editing involved. There's so much skill and shit that goes into that, and I don't think a lot of people really have. I think they just watch and go, "Ooh, that's cool," but like to really fucking take into perspective what that person has accomplished is it's insane. Like it takes so fucking long.
A lot of the times it's not just one person though. You know, like
I mean, yeah, but I'm talking about in instances where it specifically would be one person.
in instances where it specifically would be one person, like that's
Which
how I
end
did
up being
almost all of my
substantially
recording.
less popular.
Right.
which-
which is weird how that works. I'm not really sure. But, I mean,
Yeah.
it's less popular, but it's like it commands more artistic respect. You know?
Yeah.
When you know that someone like myself, when I made hip hop, I made the beat, I wrote the lyrics, I recorded it myself, I engineered it, I produced it, I did everything with my music. I even recorded my own music videos. Like
That's pretty sweet. I remember you showing me some of those too.
that commands a lot more respect than like fucking Drake, fucking bitch made, fucking Drake face, bitch.
I'll defend Drake,
fucking
man.
bitch made, bitch face, fucking Drake, who basically just walked into a career with like, you know, he had like 10 people on his team, audio engineers, producers.
Well, yeah, his
marketing
mom was a
professionals.
producer. Wasn't his mom like a show TV producer?
Yeah, that's how he got the Degrassi High gig.
Yeah.
His mommy
And then he
was
just
a
got
theater
bored and had a
mom.
bunch of money. He was on Cribs in like high school, talking about coming from the six. Motherfucker, you act like you're about six. That wasn't even funny. That was terrible. I actually like Drake.
No, you
But-
don't. You say that, but you don't really mean that. Like I know, like what
I
you-
understand what Drake does, and like I get what he's doing. And I think that him trying to be trap and ghetto for the trend is funny, but Drake is more pop to me than rap.
If Drake was a pop artist, I would have no problem with that because it would be like, okay, he's just in his own lane. He's making pop, you know,
I mean, that's kind of what he's doing, though, isn't it?
he's making pop bitch-made music for bitch-made fans, and like that's fine. Like he can go
It's
and do
catchy.
that. Like whatever, yeah, that's fine. Even if it's catchy, I'd be like, this is that new Drake shit, yo. But the fact that he's like, yo, what's up? My name is Drake and I came to fuck. You know, like I'm like, Doug, who the fuck are you, you suburban moron? Like, what the fuck? Where are you from, Canada?
My name is Drake, and I came to fuck.
Yo, what's up? My name is Drake, and I came to fuck. That's like the new
That's
smash
good.
Drake hit right there.
Is that really? It probably is.
I think there's
You
traction.
might have just
there.
plagiarized his lyrics.
That's exactly what happened. Ah man,
God,
and like
good
there's like
times.
reports that he doesn't even write his own shit. He uses a ghostwriter.
I mean,
come on,
here's the
man.
thing. Here's where I can justify that even. Look, you have a dude who fucking features on more songs than probably anybody else ever. Of course, he's not going to sit there and write individual raps for like the 30 different rappers that want to pay him to do a verse. Like, I can understand that.
Well,
Like,
then it's a
example,
business.
he did a verse for Meek Mills, who was like, no offense, like, I like Meek Mills. I actually am a fan of Meek Mills, but he has his own like style and does his own shit that's different. That's why I like him. But Meek Mills is not like a very, very popular rapper, and he's like riding the coattails of Nicki Minaj to become more popular. So for Drake to do a verse for him, I'm assuming at free of charge or on probably at some level, you know, not as expensive.
Beef. I thought they had beef. I thought
They did. That's what happened. So, okay, here's the whole story. So
I don't even. Do I care to listen?
yeah,
to
you
the
do because it's
story?
interesting.
Okay.
So Drake, and I'll tell it quick. So Drake does a verse on a Meek Mill song. Meek Mill saw Drake in the studio, allegedly some evidence he had that he was using a ghostwriter. He blasted it on Twitter. They went back and forth. It kind of went silent. Now, in that silence, Drake blasted his 2 fucking songs at Meek Mill's. Meek Mill's dropped something shitty. Beef ended. That's the whole story. So, pretty dumb. Like, the whole thing was kind of
forgettable. It's like listening to like high school girl drama. Like it's like so like
they got arguments. They get into arguments on Twitter.
Oh my
blah,
god.
Blah, blah. He even said in the song, "Trigger fingers turn to Twitter fingers."
Oh,
you getting bodied by a singing N-word.
Fingers. Look
That's
out!
N-word, right?
There's some times when I'm like I don't know, so disenfranchised with what hip hop has become that it's like the magic is gone from like the ability.
There's still really good hip hop out there.
There is. It's still alive. I'm convinced that it is because I've seen it. I've seen it in A$AP. I've seen it in J. Cole. I've seen it in Kendrick. I've seen it. Like the hip hop is alive.
Yo, Earl Sweatshirt, man.
There's so much bullshit though. Like that I feel like I just need to like sit back and just I'm so like over
What's discerning is like the most popular shit is the biggest bullshit. Like I don't like what Kanye's doing. Like I like Big Sean. Like Big Sean's a beast. And like I almost said I don't like what he's doing. I think that like Big Sean and Kanye like was a very good producer artist pairing. Because I like the artists that Kanye produces more than I like Kanye's music. Like I don't have as like a drop of respect for Kanye as like a musical creator.
So wait,
I think that he is a fucking awesome producer.
So you're
I have no problem.
You're saying that you would, if given the chance, let's say tomorrow, vote for Kanye West for president. That you would do that. You would
probably not. It depends. Am I getting a record deal where I don't actually have to do anything?
What am I getting? Am I getting free money that just goes to my bank account?
I'd be cool with that. Just like, and give me the illusion of a paycheck so I can like go out and pretend to do shit like it's actually work.
Yeah.
And then just pretend like I get a paycheck every week, but it's really just Kanye West sending me money.
I had a friend on Jake the Snake, a.k.a. Jake Check, who's an actor and musician. And we made a lot of music together in the Boston underground hip-hop scene, like 2000 to circa 2008, 2009-ish. And he was talking about how Kanye West needs fucking ayahuasca. Like, that's...
Yeah, he's gone, man. He's on some other shit.
Dude, he needs... to have his ego dissolved, like
just destroyed,
just annihilated, napalm. Like broken into a billion individual fragments. And
yeah, he's just crazy. I think he's gone crazy with the fame, man. And I think it's funny that like he doesn't. I don't have like any verse. I don't have any Kanye verse, and like I'm sure people are gonna fucking freak out. I don't know any Kanye verse in recent mind that like I can think of that is a good verse, except he did like an uncredited song on Tyler the Creator's new album Cherry Bomb. The only good fucking Kanye verse I've heard in like 6 years.
Right.
And it's almost like he just didn't want to get shown up by a kid in his early 20s.
Right.
So he like made sure to go in like hard as fuck.
Right.
And I like was really surprised. But everything else he does, even his own album, is like super weak. Like I don't know what he's thinking when he's writing it. If he's just trying to be more creative, like and write with like euphemisms and like shit, but like it never ends up being good.
Yeah.
Like or discernible from anything else that he writes.
Yeah, I mean it's just so cookie cutter at this point. Like he seems to lack all like I don't know. I don't even care to fucking really talk about is like
He's just trying to be crazy and like make himself stand out with what he wears and what he does and how he acts because his music isn't really good.
A friend of mine posted a photograph of one of his like his new fashion line, which was literally like a thermal sweater with holes in it. with holes in it. It was a thermal with fucking holes ripped into it. It was
amazing.
Homeless wear. This is like he went to the south side of Chicago, like paid some homeless guy for his ripped thermal sweater and then like modeled his new line off this guy's thermal sweater. Like it's horrible.
It's all his clothes are very bad. Like, and you know what's funny, man? Like, I feel bad even saying like Kanye's music sucks because like I suck. I can't fucking make music like he can make music. Even his like worst shit is probably better than anything I could fucking make. But comparing to other hip hop artists, Kanye West music is dog shit.
Kanye West is dog shit, and also Drake
He's not a very
gets
good
no
person
respect. Drake gets no respect in the. I'm telling you, he gets no respect among real hip hop heads that have been doing this for longer than fucking 10 years.
I think Drake's just like an easy target because like I didn't like Drake either, and I used to talk shit on Drake. But you still sing his fucking song when you're in your car. Like whether you fucking like him or not. Yeah, but it's because you don't have to be exposed to it all the time. In America, it's fucking everywhere.
Yeah, that's the
so
thing,
like
right?
it just latches on to you no matter what. Like even if you fucking hate him, you're a lying sack of shit if you say that you're not singing the fucking motto in your car on the way from work. Like you're full of shit. I see fucking 50-year-old women singing that song.
The Hotline Bling. Did you see that?
That song is dog
where
shit.
Where he does the Ellen dance. Did you see that? He
Yeah,
does the Ellen dance from Seinfeld. It's like, jeez.
In the sweater, in the turtleneck sweater, and the fucking girl Uggs.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll make fun of him on that video because that video was hot dog shit, and so is the song.
Oh my
like
God.
I'll tell you if it's a good Drake song, I'm about it. Hotline Bling is fucking doo doo, fucking poo poo doo doo.
You wouldn't request that at the club?
Bro, if I was at the club, I would not request that joint. Okay. I know words.
What else do we have? Let me check. We need.
Come on, Ben. Long periods of silence are not good.
Not good. I mean, what do we talk about in this episode? We talked about the state
temp services, which is horseshit.
Yeah, the temp industry. No.
Yeah. Gay. Worst thing ever.
This just in, actually. State Department issues a worldwide travel alert. The United States issued a worldwide travel alert for Americans amid concerns of the terror groups and individuals plan more attacks after the Paris massacres. The State Department warned that groups like ISIS, Al-Qaeda, Boko Haram continued to plan terrorist attacks in multiple regions. Blah, blah, blah. These attacks may employ a wide variety of attacks using conventional and unconventional weapons targeting both official and private interests, the department said in issuing a travel alert that expires 24 February 2016. So basically, be afraid and keep your head on a swivel.
Everyone needs to be. Christmas is going to be scary.
Yeah. There was an inordinate number of Boston police officers that came out in force for the Christmas tree lighting in Boston the other night. Because, they were afraid that would be a target.
Yeah, I mean, it already was once.
You have to wonder, like, with all of the civil liberties, all of the liberty that we have given up to the warrantless wiretapping program and NSA eavesdropping.
Who can't catch shit.
They can't catch shit. There's
your too much.
Fucking jobs.
Or they're just dog shit and they fucking take all the money that they get and just do whatever.
Yeah, right, exactly.
They probably don't put any of the money into actually surveilling anything, or they're just listening to people's fucking phone sex calls and shit.
That's what it is. That's what the
You got some like fat
facility.
50-year-old fucking nasty dude with like
Yeah.
acne and fucking
Yeah.
wire rim glasses. Which no
Yeah.
offense to anyone with glasses, I'm just painting a picture.
Yeah.
And he's fucking jerking his dick to Sally Mae and fucking Johnny overseas.
He's a wild man.
He's fucking heaving and fucking sipping his Mountain Dew and just fucking.
Oh god,
That's
so
what
horrible.
you fucking that's where your tax dollars are fucking going to.
You know they have
The
that
fucking
data
NSA.
center
That dude.
in Utah. That they have like a massive data center where they're like banking.
Yeah, and
all
it's
of that.
one guy just
It's-
masturbating.
it's just a huge porn collection. It's the world's that's where all the porn in the world comes from. Is that data center?
Yeah. They're actually using technology from Google so that when you turn Skype on, their sensors can recognize like phallic and like tit shapes.
Right.
So
exactly.
it automatically starts storing it no matter what it is.
Yeah, it's Google DeepMind for dicks and breasts.
Yeah,
like,
and it's just fucking implanted into Skype. So right now, like if I put my ass on camera, instantly they would
would
fucking
take a
send a
picture.
snapshot of my butthole to that fat fuck.
He's enjoying that. Yeah, he's enjoying that long time. Speaking of which, Jared, Subway Jared, I brought this up on the podcast with Sean Watson.
Yeah.
He got sentenced, and his excuse was, "But I have a wife, but I'll leave a single mother and a baby." It's like maybe you should have fucking thought about that when you were trying to fuck kids.
Yeah, damn it, Jared.
No.
Bye, man.
Yeah.
He's gonna,
He's
the
gonna get
words
so
of like all the
fucked.
people on Facebook, like,
he's gonna
get a
dicked out.
foot long.
He's gonna, yeah, he is going to get raped multiple, many. He'll probably be raped
Probably
at least
not,
once a
dude.
week.
They're gonna put him in like a cell or something,
He's definitely gonna
like
get raped.
away from everywhere else.
Yeah, they'll put him in solitary for his own protection, but I mean,
Yeah,
he's
like protective custody and shit.
he's gonna get dicked out. I think. I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe he'll enter into some weird arrangement with one of the security guards, the prison guards, so that like.
What if he turns
pays them.
hardcore?
Jared comes out
What
a
if
hardened
Jared's just
criminal.
whipping ass?
Oh God!
that.
He comes out as a super child molester.
Oh Jesus!
Oh God! I don't know if
Jared's pretty cool, man.
I'm not sure if that happens. Like, you have someone convicted of child molestation who then goes to prison and then comes out and just rapes even more children. I'm not sure.
I don't think has that ever happened.
I don't think so. I mean, probably anything's happened, but
Yeah.
I'd like to think that that wouldn't happen. You would have
Hopefully
learned,
not.
Not you, but I mean, the person would have learned their lesson, not to fucking violate.
Or like,
kids
what
like
if it
that.
is like what's messed up is like the idea that it's actually like a psychiatric condition, which I don't discount that at all, and I'm not
Right.
saying that like it gives them warrant to do it, but like, I mean, it's kind of becoming more apparent that it's more of a psychiatric condition than like I'm a bad guy that wants to fuck kids.
Right.
I don't think you
no.
like one day you just decide that you want to fuck kids.
This is like a medical issue, and like I have friends of mine have done like actually a lot of research on this stuff, and like there's things with the hippocampus, like actual brain neurostructural issues that kind of lend themselves to this kind of aberrant behavior. And then it's like, well, who's to say that it's aberrant? I mean, you get people that are like, oh, this is just like a sexual orientation, man. And you need to like
dude.
let the NAMBLA loose. Let it loose in the
NAMBLA.
world.
NAMBLA. Jesus
Oh my-
Christ.
Yeah.
NAMBLA.
Why hasn't
NAMBLA is if you're not familiar with NAMBLA, it's an organization that basically wants it to be okay for a 30-year-old man to walk up to your son or daughter, and if he can convince them that they need to get naked and touch on his wiener, that's okay because they're consenting.
NAMBLA stands
NAMBLA.
for the North American Man Boy Love
Association.
Okay, like really?
This is a real thing.
This is a real thing. Why hasn't
they directed
Anon
and funded a movie called Powder?
Why? Yeah,
about
did you
a
hear
little
about
boy that had all of the power. He can do whatever he wants. I touched you
So
last
fucked
night.
up.
I had the best sex of my life. What are you? He's a 12-year-old boy that's bald and glowing.
Oh my god.
Like,
that's
why are you
horrible.
talking about your sex life with him?
I heard that Rogan podcast where that guy like indicted Disney
Oh yeah.
over that movie.
Yeah, he totally got me on board too.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm totally
me
just
too.
quoting that. I stole that content.
I mean,
by
that's
the way.
basically there was a. I think he was a director in his own right, wasn't he? The guy that was talking out against this, but
I'm pretty sure he was. Yeah.
He basically said, and I'm of the same mind that as an adult, the onus of responsibility is on you, and if a little kid wants to touch your dick, you say no. You're not just like, okay, yeah, Johnny, go for it. That's perfectly
I guess
fine.
If you want, this is what you should do. It's okay. You can touch dicks if you want. Like,
Yeah, so it's like basically the notion that the kids like determine, what happens.
Whether it's okay or not.
Right, that's not on them. Like kids are impressionable; they don't fucking know. You know what I mean?
You can tell a kid to do whatever.
Right. Yeah.
Like a kid is not capable. A kid of that age is not capable of making an informed decision on whether or not he should place his mouth on your dick.
Right. Exactly. God, it's horrible, but it needs to be said.
But NAMBLA exists, and
why hasn't
sure
Anonymous gone after NAMBLA? It would seem like it would be the most obvious choice. They go after the KKK before they go after NAMBLA. I'm not saying that like any
between like the pedos and like Anon. There's all kinds of like different subcultures of Anonymous.
Yeah.
And like unfortunately like that is like, I'm not saying that all of them, like I don't want to get attacked. Like I've dabbled.
Oh, you're getting
I'm not
attacked
a fucking
by,
expert.
Let's see how
like
who
don't
else
be
you
a
can
dick,
alienate
bro.
in this podcast.
Don't be a dick. No, I like Anonymous. Like we're cool. Like I think that what they do is fucking great for the most part.
There's
but
a lot
there's
of
like
fucked up shit
there's
on
dark
4chan,
hats, man.
Yeah.
Like they fucking exist. And you say they don't, like you're full of shit. They're real. Like I've been a part of like dark hat, not like dark hat shit, but like we fucked around with people. Like we've done some pretty fucking horrible shit.
Black hat shit where you were doxing people and like getting them fired from their jobs and shit.
I may or may not have been. And that may or may not have happened. But what I'm saying is like, there is bad people out there and there's bad shit. And like one of the corners of that has always been the pedophilia thing. Like it's been since 4chan. Like, it's like normal shit, like the birthing ground. Like we were there for that. Like me and my friends were there for that. Like the birthing of Anonymous. Like when they really started like getting steam and shit. And before it started as like pranks, like fucking around in chat rooms or like going to suicide hotline chat rooms, which I witnessed this and did not participate. But they would go to suicide hotline chat rooms and like try to talk people into killing themselves.
Jesus Christ!
Like they would be doing some dark shit. Like.
This reminds me of like that video for Fox News where they talked about the internet hate machine and they just cut to a random
they used to just call themselves
exploding.
the internet hate machine. They just kept calling themselves the internet hate machine so they would repeat it.
Yeah.
They just kept saying it over and over and over again.
The thing that was so absurd about the coverage was that they were like, these people at Fox News were completely ignorant of what this organization was. We're going off generalities, and then we're intersplicing footage of random vans exploding. Like that was their
saying
hallmark.
Like they were
internet
somehow
hate machine,
exploding vans.
Right, that there were somehow like terrorists or something, like actually detonating explosives.
No, they're just fucking with people on the internet.
Yeah, exactly.
Like
they
making
did
them upset.
Anonymous, or I don't know, it was 4chan or Anonymous. The two are kind of interchangeable on some level. When they got Oprah to say over 9,000 penises on her
That
show.
was one of the funniest things I've ever seen in my entire life.
That was definitely a high watermark, I think.
Oh man, they home run. Another good one. You remember with like the whole attacks on Scientology? That's when like we were around, when I was around the most.
Yeah, that's
And
right, because that was happening right near you
I
in
have a
Kissimmee.
friend who had like emailed black construction paper, not emailed, faxed black construction paper to like he got all the fax numbers in the whole building and just
Lol.
started like mass faxing black sheets of construction paper to run all the ink out of their printers so they couldn't produce anything.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, it was pretty great. It made the news. It
Yeah, I
like
remember
apparently
that there were
cost them
like
like
protests,
$10,000,
and
like tons of
everybody
money.
bought the V for Vendetta masks and was
Yeah.
like,
Go stand out front of the
Remember, the fifth
places.
episode
That
was
was when
thinking
that
about it.
first was. That might have been like one of the first real like gatherings of like anonymous, like, and that's quote unquote anonymous because they're just everywhere.
Right.
Like you never know who's affiliated or who's not,
Yeah.
and
So
like, and you have to like, what does it mean to be an anonymous? Like, there's really not a criteria. Like it just
right. I
is.
mean, I
Like
was making.
everyone has something to bring to the table.
I don't want to
That's
get
the
too.
idea behind it.
This is the scary thing. I don't want to get too much into this right now because we're at the top of the
Yeah.
hour. But the similarities between Daesh and fucking Anon, like here you have, by Daesh I mean ISIS. Like
Yeah, Daesh or whatever
they're
the fuck it is.
is that how you pronounce it? Daesh?
Daesh or Daesh.
Daesh? We should just call them
Something.
dykes. No, but like the
Maybe.
similarity. I apologize for that.
You're good. That's
That was
funny.
uncalled for.
Go ahead.
But the similarity between the two organizations in that like they're largely anonymous. You know, they meet online, and
Yeah.
you know they're distributed. So it's like anyone can be a member of Anon. You know, you just kind of self-declare. And
Yeah.
then anyone can pretty much be a member of Daesh.
I guess there's a similarity in that, but I mean, and one's more or less not violent, and the other one is based solely around violence. And one tends to have picked up like a social justice. I mean, on the lightest level possible, I mean that, like a social justice kind of kick to it. Like Anonymous is always about justice in most cases, or justice that they feel like situations they feel need to be brought to justice. And they'll take it upon themselves to fucking do whatever they feel they need to do to make it right. And whether that involves like dispersing a bunch of credit card information, hacking someone's shit, posting someone's fucking naked photos all over the internet, whatever they feel is the right thing is what they do. And you know, when it comes to anonymous, it's an interesting idea, but that's all it is really. Like if me and a group of 10 friends got in a chat room and we were under the guise like basically just talking to each other, like me and you talking right now, and no one else was involved but those 10 people, we technically are anonymous.
Right, yeah. It's been
Like,
said that like anytime two people, I think it was Robert Anton Wilson. This has to be our last point because then we got to get off because we're
Yeah.
at the top of the hour. But Robert Anton Wilson, author of the Illuminatus trilogy, said that anytime any two business people, like any two men in suits and ties with briefcases have a conversation, they're engaging in a conspiracy. And it's true. Like anytime any two people are engaged in a conversation with one another, they are conspiring. Like if they're in private, they are conspiring with one another. It's kind of a loose definition, but I want to thank everyone for listening to our podcast today. This is a little bit more free form, a little bit more flowing, hopefully a little bit more amusing, entertaining, educational. I hope.
fun.
If you are a resident of South Carolina or a fan of the WWE, please direct all of your bitch moans and complaints to Trailer Park MasterChef at Instagram.com. Also, he said some bad things about Anon too, so Anon, you can.
No,
get
I
him
didn't,
as
man.
well. And
At least
we're
follow
looking
me if you're gonna fuck me up.
we're looking forward to the next episode. Please click the PayPal link, donate, and we only exist because of your donations, and we thank each and every one of you for all of the money that you do donate to us.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah, without you guys, we would not be here. So, without further ado, I am Ben Busy from the Burbs. Trailer Park Master Chef, you got anything for him?
Just follow me on Instagram. It was great talking. I hope to see you guys soon.
Follow on Instagram, motherfuckers.
Do it at Trailer Park Master Chef. I'm cooking all kinds of shit.
All right.
It's getting real.
And he will be posting that stuff on the website soon as well.
Once I get my new laptop that I just financed because I'm irresponsible.
That's all good. Anyway, we'll catch you next time. Thank you very much, and world peace.
Later.